So we're back with another one of these career sims. You guys seem to really like them right now. And I'm also kind of holding off on the rebuilds until the offseason free agency starts to heat up. We need that stove to start to heat up. We need some trades. We need some free agent signings. We need something. You know, the holidays are over. We need baseball back in our lives. We need some action. So hopefully we start to see some teams hand out some money to some players and we can start to get those rebuilds back. But what we're going to do today is the Grady Sizemore Career Sim. Another one of those players that you guys have been heavily requesting, and I felt like let's finally do it. A career sim, career resim, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be doing Grady Sizemore today. So of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel and enjoy the content, consider hitting that subscribe button. And always get in the comment section and tell me a player you want to see me do another resim or sim in the near future. As always, this is the usual, you know, the usual, right? So I don't know what I just did there. That was weird. Let's take a look at center field Grady Sizemore. So here we go. I don't know why I said center field, like he played like a different position, like there was a different Grady Sizemore out there in the world, but here we are. 77 overall, and you're probably thinking, how is this a 77 overall? Well, fielding and speed are definitely kind of taking over that overall rating, really jacking it up, because like the hitting stats are good. They're definitely, you know, for someone who's 21 years old, rookie year, those are decent hitting stats, but it's the fielding and the speed that are really boosting up this overall. And Grady Sizemore was a great fielder, had some speed about him, and also did swing the bat at a really good level. It's just I can't really jack up his hitting stats too much, otherwise it would just be broken, right? So this is what we're gonna have for rookie year Grady Sizemore. He's 77 overall. Contract doesn't really matter. Quirks, he's got the Thief and Unbreakable. And here we go. We're gonna bump him up into the majors. I guess we should add him to the 40 man. So who's getting removed from the 40 man? Sadly, that guy. No offense, but that's just the way things are gonna go. So let's move him into the majors. Who's getting sent down here? Let's go with Mercado. So Sizemore's in the lineup. He's gonna be, you know, kind of mixed in there somewhere towards the bottom half of the lineup to start with. He's 77 overall, so he does kind of start. You know, he's one of the better center fielders on the team. He's actually one of the better players currently on this Cleveland squad. So first season, let's see what happens. So the first season's over and Cleveland didn't make the postseason, but that's okay. It looks like we have an award. It's a Gold Glove. Let's check out who won Rookie of the Year. Luis Robert, Jose Marmolejos, and Ryan Mountcastle. Unfortunate. Didn't even come close. So let's go take a look at Grady Sizemore. It looks like he was bumped up in the lineup. On top of that, it looks like Delino DeShields is no longer on the squad. Okay. So, yeah, Grady Sizemore is the starting center fielder. It looks like there's, I mean, I don't see why there would be a reason to put anybody else in. So we got 82 overall. The fielding stats even better. It looks like, you know, the hitting stats are definitely starting to improve pretty quickly. And we'll take a look at his statistics for the season. So 160 games, he hit 36 doubles, 8 triples. Okay. 16 home runs. Struck out 146 times, which is actually kind of what his career average was. He kind of hovered around like the 150 mark. So that's actually, you know what? Those aren't too far off of like a career type average numbers. You know, he kind of hit around the 20s for home runs. The doubles needs to go up a little bit more, but not too bad. The average is a little low. The on base percentage is a little, OPS is a little low as well. But once the hitting stats start to creep up, we'll definitely see improvements there. So for a rookie season, I definitely see like this is a pretty decent year. So I'm excited to see what Grady Sizemore can do. He's 21. He's gonna be 22 next year. Let's see what happens. Well, this was something I was not expecting. The Indians have acquired Carlos Correa from the Astros for Grady Sizemore. Huh. Well, Cleveland has been a little active in the trade market, even though trade slider has been turned down. And I guess this is what happens. Grady Sizemore is now part of the Astros. Yikes. Alrighty, so let's go take a look and see Grady Sizemore with his new team. The Houston Astros. Looks like he's the leadoff hitter for them. Still sitting around a 3 or a 230 average. He's stealing bases at a very good level. 20 home runs, 34 doubles, but the average 234 is still pretty low. When you look at his attributes, they're slowly starting to go up. Obviously, vision and discipline are kind of the main factors that are causing him to, one, strike out quite a bit, but also keep that average and on base percentage pretty low, which he did strike out quite a bit. So like, I get that. Maybe could have the hitting stats a little bit higher, but overall, I feel like he's still putting up pretty good numbers. He's up to an 83 overall. Fielding stats are continuing to go up, so he is still a very elite fielder. And you know what? Still pretty decent numbers. So no new quirks. You know, obviously on a postseason team now with the Houston Astros. So let's move a few days, see how he does with the Astros. Was not expecting a trade whatsoever, and it looks like they're heading to get knocked out by the White Sox. Okay, so let's go see how he did this postseason. His first postseason appearance, he did hit 294, so maybe he's starting to move in the right direction offensively, and he's gonna pop off soon. Alrighty, so a check-in season 5, and we'll take a look around the league, see if we have any awards for the man, Grady Sizemore. So, it doesn't look... Oh, we got a gold glove. There we go. First award. What about a silver slugger? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so at least there's a gold glove to add to the cabinet. The first award for him. And he's looking like he's starting to hit the ball better. On top of that, I mean, look at that glove. 95 fielding, 90 reactions. You know, I mean, he's all right. There we go. 280 last year, 270 for the average this year. Still hitting around the 800 OPS for the last 2 seasons. 27 home runs this year, 40 doubles, 179 hits. Okay, 20 stolen bases. So he's still averaging around what, like probably around, you know, 23 stolen bases a year. Like that's a respectable number right there. 25 years old still, and I think this might be he's got 1 more year of arbitration. Sometimes it doesn't say with the whole contract situation. Pretty sure he's got 1 more year of arbitration before hitting free agency. So he's got 1 more year with the Astros before hitting free agency. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. The Astros did not make the postseason this year, the first time in this situation, or this sim. So we'll have to wait and see what happens going forward. Does he stick in Houston? Maybe, you know, Cleveland comes back and tries to bring him back to the team. Who knows? Alrighty, so in a change of events, Cleveland wanted him back. Grady Sizemore is here, and you can see not too bad. 3 years in Houston, but he deserves, and his career is meant to be here in Cleveland. So max contract till 2034. He's 96 overall, and really turned it around last year. 36 home runs, 41 doubles. It looks like Grady Sizemore has come back to his original team at the right time. So soft hands and bunt master and quick reflexes are now his quirks, along with unbreakable. And you can see it's gonna be a pretty good couple year or few years, foreseeable future really, for Cleveland. Sizemore, Correa, Reyes, Jose Ramirez. It looks like the team's looking pretty solid. So hopefully we can bring a title here to Cleveland. First season back with Cleveland, 96 and 66, winning the division. Let's take a look, see if we have any awards for the one Grady Sizemore. Doesn't look like it, which is super unfortunate. But at the top of the lineup, it looks like Grady Sizemore had quite the season. 33 home runs, 40 doubles, 21 stolen bases as per usual. I mean, the guy is doing pretty well. I mean, obviously you'd love to see the average around 300, you know, the on base percentage like 900, just go crazy with it. But he's still putting up phenomenal numbers, really good numbers, and especially in the leadoff role. This is very good. And I was looking at it, seeing if there was a way for Grady Sizemore to drop a little bit in the lineup, but when you look at the Cleveland lineup, there really isn't a leadoff hitter. So it looks like Grady Sizemore is just gonna have to fill that role. So after a crazy matchup with the Houston Astros, I mean, talk about what are the odds that you're going to match up against your former team in the ALDS. Cleveland swept them. Then they took the Rays down 4-1. And I mean, talk about a World Series matchup. Talk about a World Series matchup. Game 7 against the Brewers. Grady Sizemore is having himself a postseason. 310 average, 3 home runs, 3 RBIs. Jose Ramirez is as well. Holy cow. Okay. Game 7 time. We got to watch it. Alrighty, here we go. Cleveland, Milwaukee. Milwaukee had a season 102-60. Are you kidding me? Absolutely insane. Game 7. Here we go in Milwaukee. This is going to be a good one. 1-1 count. What are we going to see here from Sizemore? And ooh, just early on the hanging slider, curveball, whatever it was. That was not a good pitch. And then Grady Sizemore, can he beat this out? It looks like he's going to have an infield single after the shortstop wasn't able to make the play. A 2-run home run by Keston Hiura makes it 2-0 for the Brewers, and not what you want. Definitely not what you want if you're a Cleveland fan. And we're back up with Sizemore. So back to the dish, top of the 3rd, down 2. Can Sizemore get Cleveland going? Again, just a little bit early. Ooh, he's missed 2 pitches this game where he could have had a home run. Full count now. And they strike him out on the curveball down by the ankles. Oh. That's at the shoe tops. How are you calling that a strike? 0-2, and Grady Sizemore looks like, is that going to drop? It's going to drop in front of Nimmo. And it's going to be a single for Grady Sizemore. Runner on the corners with 1 out. Cleveland is threatening. It looked like it was off the hands, and he just was able to get it to drop in front of the center fielder. It all comes down to this. Top 9. Josh Hader comes in. What a matchup. Down 2. And oh my, Gabriel Arias. I don't know why Iglesias. What's wrong with me? Am I thinking of the comedian? Why did that pop into my head? Ties the game up 2-2 off Josh Hader. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? We're going to go to Peraza? Is that really who we're turning to right now? Peraza? I think so. We're going to go to Jose Peraza to hopefully keep the game alive. And oh boy, talk about a situation. Grady Sizemore, Josh Hader, 1 out, top 9. Men in scoring position, or I should say a man in scoring position, sitting on second base. 2-2 count. Grady Sizemore just stood there and watched a fastball just off the edge of the plate, and he goes down swinging on a slider right down the middle. You hate to see it. You really do. I mean, this was just waiting to get absolutely crushed, and he was just early on it. Oh. And a walk-off home run hit by their first baseman, Allegri, wins it for the Brewers. Talk about heartbreak. The 2026 World Series ends in heartbreak. It is a disappointing one for sure. Grady Sizemore ends the postseason with 3 home runs, 3 RBIs, and a .317 average. He did his work. He did all he could. Unfortunately, no World Series for Cleveland. So who would have thought Cleveland would be in back-to-back World Series, leading 3-1 against the Nationals with 1 out remaining. Cleveland has a 7-1 lead, and it looks all but over. Can Cleveland end it here, get that World Series? 0-2 count. And oh boy, it's right there. You could almost taste it. Is Grady Sizemore gonna lift the trophy, the World Series, that piece of metal? 1-2 count. Here we are. Let's see what happens here. Luis Garcia versus Phillip Lane. It looks like a drafted player from Cleveland. Can he close it out here? Oh, can he make the play? What is that? What is that fielding? What is that fielding? What is that fielding? Oh no! So in a unbelievable turn of events, new pitchers come in. Adam Plutko. JP Crawford's up with 2 outs, 1-0 count. Still trying to figure out how that wasn't the shortstops, and instead it was the third baseman. And then the left fielder decided to take every bit of time they could to throw it into second there. So 2-0 count, and I'm just absolutely baffled. Alrighty, full count, 2 outs. JP Crawford grounds it to first, and this has to be it. Throws it over to first, and there it is. Cleveland, you got yourself a World Series. Last year was a little bit unlucky. Just couldn't close it out. This year, they get their title, their piece of metal. And there it is. Grady Sizemore gets his World Series, and of course, Cleveland as well. This time around, Grady Sizemore hit 284 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. And even when you look at his stats for the year, had quite a good year. 300 average, 373 on base percentage, and an 887 OPS. 51 doubles, led the league in doubles. And I don't think I mentioned this, but last year he won his 2nd Gold Glove of his career. So far so good. The career is looking, it's shaping up nicely. You can see the average going up. All the statistics are going up, and you love to see it. So that was year 8. I'm excited to see what else we got in store. 10 years in the league, and Grady Sizemore still killing it. You can see he's moved down to the 3 spot in the lineup. He hit 282 with 31 home runs and 84 RBIs. His stats have kind of held around this, or his attributes I should say. Fielding wise, he's been one of the best fielders in baseball. You can see, like, if you just add 1, he'd have 93 arm strength. And yeah, his overall has gone down just a little bit, but this is kind of where he's sort of peaked in terms of attributes. You know, the power has been sitting around, like, you know, versus righties it's been a little bit higher, obviously. Versus lefties it's hovered around the high 60s, mid to low 70s for power versus righties. And of course the contact's been in the high 80s for the last couple seasons. And you can see here, I mean, he's just been an absolute just really good top player in baseball. That's really what I should have said instead of just absolutely fumbling that sentence. So 31 home runs this year, like I mentioned, hit 282 with a 351 on base percentage and an 854 OPS and a 503 slugging. Let's take a look at his WAR for the career. And I mean, he's been pretty good. 53.3 so far. You know, he's kind of been hovering around that high 6-7 area for WAR the last few seasons. You love to see it. So 30 years old, been in the league for 10 years. I definitely expect him to do well for the next couple seasons. He might even get like that power boost that some of the older players get in MLB The Show, where they're, you know, 32, 33, they end up hitting like 60 home runs. We'll have to wait and see. In the last year of his contract, Grady Sizemore seems to be more of a platoon/bench player, which is a little disappointing because he's not the lowest rated outfielder on the team. It's just Corbin Carroll has definitely overtaken him. And you can see Grady Sizemore here, 35 years old, has really fallen off this year. And, you know, the morale's bringing him down even more. He's actually a 79 overall, but, you know, he's a little upset that he's been moved to the bench. So 72 games, you can see it's really taken, you know, it took a toll. You know, it wasn't the best of seasons for him. And, you know, even before this, his seasons weren't bad. 2032 was a little rough for sure, but outside of that, he's still been hitting the ball pretty well. And we'll have to wait and see if another team picks him up. If Cleveland stays with him, you know, what's going to happen here. So as we move forward into the offseason, he doesn't retire, so that's good to see. And exclusive negotiations, we'll take a look and see if he re-signed with the squad, which it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's in free agency. Let's take a little peek real quick. He is... Did I miss him? No, yep, there he is. He is in free agency right now, so we'll have to wait and see what team picks him up. We'll do a little check-in. So the team that ended up picking him up this offseason was the Cardinals, and it seems they signed him to a 1-year deal and I'm not too sure if he's starting. It looks like he's starting versus lefties, and that's really about it. So it seems he's more of a platoon player, but let's see how the year goes for him. Maybe he ends up being the starter for the whole year. We'll have to wait and see. So Grady Sizemore has gone down just a little bit. He's down to a 74 overall, 1 boost with the morale, and it looks like he played 100 games this season. And I mean, wasn't the best of years. A little bit of an improvement in terms of like slugging and OPS compared to last year, but overall, it looks as though, you know, his time as an everyday player is probably over, and he's gonna be more of a platoon guy, especially versus lefties, as his contact versus lefties is still pretty high. Overall, pretty solid career, just under 350 home runs, average 264. OPS is a little low, which is disappointing, but you know what? Pretty solid career. So let's continue to move forward and see how his career finishes out. The year is 2037, and Grady Sizemore has retired at the age of 39. The career is over, and yes, it was a good one. You know, almost 350 home runs. You're looking at 2,500 hits. Like, it was a very, very solid career. At the same time, I know some people are going to think it's a little underwhelming. You know, a 264 average, a 776 OPS. But you know what? 306 stolen bases, kind of a number I didn't even notice up until now. Pretty impressive. Overall, yes, it may be a little underwhelming. You know, it's not Barry Bonds type numbers or, you know, Babe Ruth or crazy, crazy numbers. But for the most part, he was pretty outstanding. Like, no negative wars, which I believe is like a first for a career resim. And then on top of that, he's just one of those players that like never really did poorly until, you know, he was kind of older and the stats really dropped off. He never really had like a terrible season. He was super consistent, hit around, you know, mid-20s for the home runs, was getting you close to 20 stolen bases, getting you a bunch of hits, getting you a crazy amount of doubles. Like, this is, you know what? Yeah, it may not have been the best. Maybe the OPS and the average would have been a little bit better. But I feel like this is a pretty accurate Grady Sizemore resim. You know, I'm not saying that Grady Sizemore would have, you know, been this good or this underwhelming, but I feel like this is a pretty good and accurate recreation if Grady Sizemore would have stayed healthy. Maybe the OPS would have been a little bit above 800. Maybe he would have been a really solid hitter, maybe more home runs, whatever it is. But this was a pretty solid career. Let's take a look. Hall of Fame? Unfortunately not. But there it is. That's the resim for Grady Sizemore. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed the content, consider hitting that subscribe button. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.